Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 38 of Multiblock Madness, where last episode I kind of forgot to include the end of the video in the video, so kind of ended abruptly. My bad. This is the fourth time I've done that now. Anyways, what I ended up doing was setting up a whole bunch of these phantom energy faces, connecting them to the fusion computer, and then going in and changing the config on the fusion computer to accept 100 million RF per side. Talked to the pack author about it. He said that he's going to change that config in a upcoming update, so I'm not cheating. I'm just time traveling. So technically, we don't actually need any of this phantom energy face shenanigans anymore. Oh well. Let's get back to things then. So we were in the process of making infinity catalysts. Let's see, that's probably under chapter 8. And let's see how close we are. I think we still need to do the blood infused iron stuff and probably do something about that singularity, right? Make me 23 of these. Only 200,000 bytes. It's not that much. Apparently I'm missing a pile of neutrons recipe. And okay, so yeah, I'm missing blood infused iron. I thought I put in a neutronium recipe, maybe not. And then we have to do something about the singularities. But let's start by making sure I made enough neutronium. I did add another stack of neutronium, so I think we should have about 3 stacks of neutronium. Yeah, because it turns out that making the infinity ingots themselves requires some neutronium each. So I think 3 stacks is enough, but let's find out. So I need this recipe, that one, and how much neutronium are we looking at here? We have it. Good. How much are we using? We would find it in this list, just out of curiosity. Oh my gosh, 194 ultimate ingots? My mana pool isn't big enough to make that. Maybe we should get some of those started. 159. Ooh. 159 of my 100 and... So I'm going to need more, right? Because I need another 20 to make the infinity ingots. So that's already 179. Plus I need another 28. So let's make another stack of infinity ingots as well. And by infinity, I definitely mean neutronium, which is making, these deposition ingots and then putting them into our ender pouch. So that's kind of done. Now let's go tackle the blood infused stuff. The biggest challenge here is that it takes a lot of blood infused iron to make blood diamonds, right? So 23, we need 23 each of diamonds and signs. The signs are, I think it was 3 ingots each. Yeah, but the diamonds are 2 blocks each, plus some other stuff. But a lot of these things are made in a Hellfire Forge. Both the raw inert blood iron ingot is made in a Hellfire Forge, and the other one, the diamond itself, blood diamond. So let's actually pin this. They're both made in a Hellfire Forge, so I want to automate the collection of will to power a Hellfire Forge. A couple ways to do it. We can either set up the will collection system in Blood Magic, or I'm thinking we can take advantage of the Animus ritual that we have here that's converting flux to will. And normally the will that in here just goes to waste, but we can use it now to power our forge. So if there's a gauge, see if I can make it. It might require a will crystal to make, but there's a gauge that can tell me how much will is in this chunk. It is another chunk-based resource, kind of like flux is, but let's see if I can find the gauge to visualize it. If not, we don't have to see it to use it. My gut says it uses one of these crystals. Yeah, it does. Haha. All right, so we can't make a gauge. We just have to pretend like we can see it. But I think if I take a Hellfire Forge, can I just do this? No. Dang it. I just took our pre-existing Hellfire Forge. So if I put a will crystal in here, you see it'll automatically recharge itself, draining the will from the aura, or from the chunk, I guess is what they call it. I think they call it, I don't know. It drains the will from the chunk to recharge itself in here. So for I saw that this one requires a minimum of 1024, which means we need a better Tartaric gem. Let's start by leveling up our gem. common. I think common goes up to 1024. We probably want to go one tier above that just so that it can hold, you know, more than the minimum. That's how to make a common. Nope, I really don't want to set up will crystal automate. Like it's a lot of steps for one, you know, like, or for a handful of items. So I'm really hoping to avoid it. Instead, then we'll, if common can hold 1024, it can just barely do the job. So as we craft these, they'll drain our gem, and then you see the gem is refilling again. There's, however, only a maximum of 100 aura in the, or 100 will in the aura, and in fact, looks like we just drained all of it. At this point, this gem will not continue to refill itself. If I want more aura, if I want more will in the aura, I have to put a little bit of pollution here. So the easiest way to do that, I think, is with a crucible. We can then toss junk into it to fill it up, and then shift right click it to empty it out, and that just becomes flux at that point. So if I grab our thermometer, we should be able to see there is no flux in the chunk. All right, why is that? Is it because we cleaned it up already? No, where did all my flux go? Hey, you, start filling my trash can again. All right, fill this up. I thought this releases it all as flux, right? It graphically becomes flux. Ah, there we go. I guess I just didn't release enough. So that releases it all into the chunk as flux, and as you can see, that number is now going down. It's going down because our ritual is converting from flux, which is bad and useless, into demonic will, which is good and useful, and that's recharging our Tartaric gem. So all I have to do is maintain a steady stream of items into the crucible. That'll eventually cause a crucible to overflow, but I can also just manually empty it out. I probably want a steadier than this stream. Let's go with like 5 ticks on, 5 ticks off. Basically, that'll just constantly drop cobblestone into our crucible, which once it reaches a certain fullness, it'll naturally boil over. Anyways, now our gem is automatically refilling, so we can empty the lesser one into the common. Use that to upgrade this, and we have a constant stream of will coming into our Tartaric gems. Semi-constant stream of will coming into our Tartaric gem. Come on, don't make me a liar, game. Alright, the thing is taking too long to boil over. Part of the problem with doing this manually is that if I release that much flux at one time, there's a chance that I will spawn a rift. And I really don't want to spawn a rift. Maybe it won't stick around long enough to make a rift. This is fine. Anyways, so that's step 1, automatically make the will that goes into the gem. Step 2 is to automatically craft this ingot. That's pretty easy. All the inputs here are, yeah, I'll probably set it up as a apply to logistics auto crafting recipe. Only tricky thing is we have to fill a lot of buckets with this. And it's tough to get the life essence fluid as a fluid. We can pull it out of the altar, but it's really slow. I wonder how long does it take if I just dump a whole bunch of buckets directly into here? Can you fill quickly? Don't need that anymore. Go back here. Fill with buckets, please. First of all, you grab all the buckets at once? That's good. So I guess what I could just do is give me 1,000 buckets, please. And that'll fill up buckets with blood. Looks like the crucible also has a steady state of about 500 or 500 what's it called? Aspects, essentia in it. Because any more than that, it boils down to 500 very quickly. And that results in our chunk actually having a rather low steady state amount of flux. 20-ish, something like that. That'll never generate a rift, but it will give us a steady income of will. Excellent. Alright, so now I just need to, let's set up the crafting recipes here. The total amount of will used to make, how much I need? It was 23 times, well, let's just put the recipes in and we'll apply to logistics tell us how many total inner iron ingots I need. I think it's like 20, it's going to be about 200. According to apply to logistics, it will take Ooh, I like that I could do it. 413 blood-infused iron ingots to make the 23 blood-infused diamonds. So let's hit the go button on this. And I also set up a recipe to make these signs. It's literally just 3 ingots to a sign. There's no machine set up. It just dumps it into an intermediate chest for me. But by doing this, it'll at least craft the ingots for me. So that comes out to what, like 500-ish? Just short of 500 blood-infused iron. It'll probably take a little while because... Oh, hold on. I remember this being a problem. The Hellfire Forge accepts... Wait. Why is there a diamond in here at all? What the heck is a diamond for? Probably for the next craft. The Hellfire Forge accepts inputs into all of its slots. How do I fix that? Let me try. Maybe I think if you insert top and bottom, it gets a little bit more intelligent. Maybe not. In case it wasn't clear, the problem I'm having is that all 6 slots of the Hellfire Forge, including the gem slot, as well as the whatever you call this slot, the output slot, are insertable on all sides. So if I were to put 6 items in here, now the first 4 always go into these 4 slots. That's very good. After that, the 5th item always goes into this slot, and the 6th item, what's what I haven't put in there yet, always goes in the output slot. That's a little annoying because if the output slot has an item, it jams the thing, right? And this is true whether we insert from the top, the side. I haven't tried the bottom, but if it's the same on top and side, I by all means expect the bottom to behave like that. I guess it's easy enough to test. You can just use a dummy inventory. I click that. Come on, let me click that thing. Dang it. Wretch, help me out here. I'm using an ME interface as a chest. You have to put them in this slot though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait. No, it did grab it, and I assume it'll grab the 6th item as well. Yep, so the fact that all 6 slots are insertable on all sides means that we can't just blindly jam items in here. What instead I'm going to do is take advantage of blocking mode, but then that runs into a slight problem as well, because blocking mode still sees this item, right, the Tartaric gem, and the Tartaric gem will block it. So what we need to do then is periodically set up a system that will pull out the Tartaric gem and therefore allow blocking mode, allow applied energistics to send in a new set of items. So all we need is a chest. It can be literally any chest. It's gonna be a little cramped in here though. And let's see, it's stored in MBT data. All right. So can this filter be MBT insensitive, or do I need an advanced filter? Looks like we need a advanced filter. Advanced item filter, and we'll tell it to grab the Tartaric gem, whitelist, ignore MBT, match metadata. Yes, so extract that from time to time to insert into here, and then we will immediately reinsert it to here, and then we just need some type of clock timer to tell it. It's literally in my crafting thing right now. It is a clock. We just need a periodic redstone pulse to tell it, hey, it's time to do your thing. Now that I'm setting this up, I remember running into this exact same problem in a different pack. Off the top of my head, I don't recall which one. But the problem actually gets worse because remember, this is slot number 5, right? It inserts into 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, which means if I extract from this slot, I have no easy way to reinsert into it. I think Integrated Dynamics can insert by slot number, so it can specifically target this slot, but I don't know, I didn't feel like doing it that way. So I set up something slightly different. Instead, what I have is a inventory checker here, looking at, is there an item in this slot? Because all of the recipes, at least all the ones I'm doing so far, take 4 inputs. If you can check any of these first 4 input slots, and you're effectively checking all of them, right? So what we'll do is, first of all, have blocking mode enabled. When that pushes a recipe, so let's order 1 binding reagent just for testing here. In fact, let's order more than 1, just so I can prove that this works. It'll set one set of ingredients here. When that happens, it'll detect that the ingredient is here and then this detects the ingredient is there, and it activates the redstone signal, or it deactivates, I guess, the redstone. No, wait, what? Extract? Oh, it activates the redstone signal here. There we go. Telling it to take the Tartaric gem that's stored here and put it back into the forge. Then the forge does its craft. When the craft is done, you see the item will disappear here. That tells it, hey, take the thing away, and it'll do that. And then when the next set of ingredients shows up, but when we extract the center item, the forge is now empty, which allows the next set of ingredients to be placed in, which will cause there to be an item here again, which will cause the Tartaric gem to show up again. So this is how I guarantee that we can remove the Tartaric gem to allow blocking mode to give a new set of recipes, and then we can replace it to do the craft, and it stays in just long enough for the craft to finish. And we repeat this. Excuse me, dying here. But we can repeat this cycle indefinitely to keep crafting. So there we go. We now have a fully automated Hellfire Forge that only involves a little bit of redstone. It's actually, I think I did it with impulse hoppers last time. I like this solution a whole lot more. It's a lot cleaner. All right, so anyways, now I should be able to reorder those diamonds, and it shouldn't get jammed. Right, the problem we had last time was that it started crafting. Uh-oh. Where'd my blood orbs go? What? Oh, I see. It put one in the altar, and there's one chilling here. All right, you can have that one back. Let's try that again. We can craft 23 of these. Go. And 23 of the signs. Go. Cool. So that'll probably take it a little while because our bottleneck is still the fact that the forge is not the fastest thing in the world. Oh, I have to extract buckets as well. That's an easy fix. Because when you craft with a blood bucket, you get an empty bucket. The fact that all the slots are, seen as one unified inventory does make that specifically easier. So yeah, there we go. Our Hellfire Forge automation is running. I just have to leave it to be, it's going to have to craft 383 of those. A couple other steps in here, like the diamond is done in the forge. Some of the steps are done in the blood altar, so I'll probably have to set a couple more filters here too. First of all, let's get rid of that blood orb. I have to add at least a few of these items to the filter. I think it's this inert blood diamond has to go into this retriever. Oh, do you not take ghost items? I hate you. But where are these blood orbs coming from? They're not in the thing. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to set a couple more filters. But that's it. At this point, it's just a waiting game for my blood iron. The ETA says 4 hours. I hope that's inaccurate. I do not want to wait 4 hours. While that crafts, let's tackle the last problem here, and that is the use of those singularities that have MBT data. This item, what I'm going to do is switch this craft to a regular processing craft. Bring all the items back in and just take the quantum entangled singularity out of it. That way, when I request the craft, it'll simply dump the items into this chest here. And what I'm going to do is just grab singularity 23 of these and manually put it together at the end. So everything except the singularities will get auto-crafted by the ME system, and the singularities themselves will just be here waiting for me, and then I just have to put them into the table. Thankfully, the ultimate package crafter can be used manually. Like you can, that's a lie. I need another crafting table. But all we have to do is do the last step manually. Everything else will have applied logistics do the work for us of gathering up the ingredients and do all the subcrafting steps. There we go. One ultimate crafting table for us to actually do the handcrafting in. So now it's just a waiting game. The estimate's already gone down from 4 hours to 3 in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, probably even less than that. So I expect it'll maybe take like 30-ish minutes to do all this crafting. But while all this crafts, I'm also going to kick off, or already have kicked off, a batch of ultimate ingots, because we saw that the total number of ultimate ingots is more than our mana pools can hold. So they craft very quickly while the mana pools hold out, right? You know, while we have mana in the pools, they craft in like 2-3 seconds each. Once a mana runs out, it takes like 30 seconds each, or however long it takes us to fill a mana pool, about a minute. So I kind of want to get our mana, put our mana to use. But with the exception of that, at this point, it's just a waiting game. So let's start waiting. As we wait, let's gather up the other components we need to make some of these creative items. So let's start with the terminal, because this is actually the easiest of the lot. It doesn't even use anything, you know, Infinity Catalyst, Infinity Ingot. We do need 4 Infinity Booster card singularities, so let's make those really quick. I have 83,000 Infinity Boosters. I also have to turn off auto-consume Infinity Boosters in order to put some in my inventory. But all we can do is set that really quick, and that'll make, well, if I don't stop it, it'll make 83 of them. But let's get 4. 1, 2, 3, and probably started number 4 by now, right? Perfect. Only wasted a stack here. Give me that stack back even. All right, so that's the those are the boosters, or the singularities. Everything else in here is, relatively speaking, easy. I think. Let's just make sure there's nothing. Yeah, nothing's going to snag me up in here. So let me grab the components. We'll then head over to our crafting table, and that'll be is this our second creative? We've already made the sponge, right? So I guess the terminal will be our second creative item. Barring any MBT data weirdness, I think I've gathered up everything for that terminal. It's not really all that useful. It basically just has infinite infinity energy relative to a regular terminal. But I mean, I guess it's an upgrade. So the terminal that goes into it does have MBT data on it, and I am ever so slightly concerned about that. But I mean, let's just see if it works. Oh, looks like it. Damn, just works. Perfect. I love things that just work. So that quest is gated behind there, so we don't get to complete it quite yet. But I assume I have to link this to my network still. And it doesn't actually give creative access to items. That would make it horrifically overpowered. At least I don't think it does. It just has an infinite energy, infinite range, infinite energy. And I probably want it in item mode 99.9% of the time. So there we go. It's a marginal upgrade to our terminal. But hey, it's an upgrade nonetheless. All right, 1 down. Let's unpin it. Next up, I can't actually craft any of the other ones because they do actually use infinity stuff, but we can prepare, like we can make the lamps and all that jazz. So let's do the tank next, I guess. I'll just gather up all the ingredients for this. Oh boy, that's a lot of cells. I hope I can make them, actually. Let's see. So the fluid cells, and there are 12 of them. 4096. Can I make 12 of these? Oh, easy. A meager 9,000 logic processors of my 187,000 supply. All right, nothing to worry about. And boy, is it a good thing I had a lot of spare processors. Even after we make the creative tank, you know, we still have to make the creative cell, right? And having the creative tank doesn't really help us, with the exception of giving us infinity ingots and ultimate ingots. So that means I still have to craft 8 of these 16, you know, megabyte cells. So let's see if I can just ask for those. I can, but my large crafting CPUs are all in use. All right, what are they locked up doing? Stuff. All right, I guess the ultimate ingots will be done soon. But yeah, anyways, I've gathered up the other ingredients, basically everything except the ultimate, or the infinity ingots and infinity catalysts for the tank and the mana pool. Mana pool is actually super easy once you have tank. But then again, once you have tank, the mana pool is not very useful. But it's just, once you have the infinity ingots, it's like 1 infinity catalyst. But that's the end of the easy stuff. So the Spectre Coil here, I'm going to hold off on making the Midnight stuff here, because again, the ultimate ingots, you know, the ultimate stuff is all free once we have tank. So I can craft less ultimate ingots. But I'm going to need 2 ultimate induction cells, and the challenge with those is that they use up a whole lot of mechanism frames. So let's grab, first let's see if we can ask for these. That's probably just MBT data on the cells. Let me fix that. It's going to say, hold on, wait, advanced. So it knows basic cube, but it has the wrong advanced, elite, and ultimates. All right. I think I fixed up the MBT data on the recipes. So the challenge here is that this uses, I guess it's only 141 steel casings. Each casing takes about 20 seconds to craft, and there's nothing I can do to speed that up. So let's get this going. We can schedule it on one of our smaller processors. And that's that. All right, the other thing in here are these resonant cell frames. And they're kind of a pain in the butt to craft. I need to make a lot of these luminescence midnight frames too, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 6 times 2 is 12. Let's just make 20 to be on the safe side, because I have to swap argon back into my Forge of the Heavens. At this point, I do wonder if it would have been easier just to make 2 Forge of the Heavens, but whatever. I've made my bed. It's time to lie in it. So this should now fill with argon. Yeah. Very good. Drop our input frames in here. And are you crafting? Can't quite put together the resident cells yet because it uses blocks of the ultimate. I mean, I can, but then, you know, that's 2 blocks of the ultimate or 18 ingots extra that I craft instead of solidify from fluids. So we're not going to do that yet. However, our blood infused iron is done. So let's go turn all the, well, at least some of our blood infused iron is done. I think there's like 400 left. Because that has to be made. Oopsies. That is for the that is for the diamonds. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn all of these into what exactly was it, like signposts or something? Battle signs? Sign plate. All right, let's make sure we make the right item here. It would be quite a disaster. I guess we can melt it into the right one. So sign plates, and I think we're still allowed to make any part in here. Yes, we are. Excellent. So let's just make sure this is the exact right item. Blood infused iron sign plate. It has living 2 on it. Yes, 511 durability. Cool. 23 of these. Very good. That should mark the craft as done. All right. I'm actually going to cancel this craft real quick, take all the in-progress ingredients, put them away, because what I want to do is start it over as part of the Infinity Catalyst craft. So now I should be able to, let's let that finish there, ask for 23 of these. Uh-oh. I need more Terra Vis crystals, blood infused. Dang it, I thought I was done. Star metal or... Alright. 2 of these are trivial to fix. The Terra Vis crystal, I guess the Terra Vis crystal is not that difficult. I don't think I've ever made Vis crystals this way. It's kind of a silly way to do it, but you can drop quartz slivers into this thing to make Vis crystals. You just have to tell it which one you want. Probably easier though to take our Salus Mundus recipe and just switch it to using the air vis crystal, because I have way more of those available. And I guess I've just gone through my star metal batches from before. It's like the fastest thing in the world to craft now, so no concern there. And I think there was one more, yeah, what was it? I started up another batch of the blood infused glowstone, although what does it even be used for at this point? Who knows? This list is way too big for me to try to figure out. I guess it's just waiting for that blood-infused glowstone to finish. Alright then, let's go hit that with the time in a bottle. Go faster. It looks like the majority of that blood-infused glowstone is going into mana dust, so it's 1 per mana dust. That goes into the Endist star at 4 per. So anyways, it needs like 200 plus Endist stars. Lots of stuff. 200 or 150 some thousand bytes. I guess you fit on this CPU, so we'll put you on this one. Start up. There we go. And all right, so this estimate is not even close because I haven't the slightest clue what the bottleneck process is going to be here. Probably the blood crafting, actually. Well, but this is only 350 steps. I don't know. there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. The beauty of Applied Energistics is that it gets to do it all at once. And I just have to look at all these blinky little, green and boxes as they fill themselves up. So in a minute, and by a minute, I probably mean somewhere like 15-20 minutes, we should have our infinity catalysts done. Once we have those, next step is to turn them into ingots, at least many of them into ingots. I'm so low on mana, I can't even craft my mana pearls fast enough. So I'm gonna break out the Blacker Lotuses now to speed this up. Each Blacker Lotus adds a healthy chunk of a mana pool. I think it's about 10 to fill a pool. And to grow the Blacker Lotuses, I've set up a phytogenetic insulator here. So they have a small chance to be grown when growing Black Lotuses from Actual Addition. These aren't actually like the mana producing Black Lotuses. They only produce dye. At least I don't think there's a way. Oh, we can... I see. If we... No, but it's worth it to use the better Phyto Growth to get blacker lotuses, as well as the regular black lotuses. But yeah, I filled it up with auxiliary sieve upgrades, and then we can also time in a bottle this. I'm abusing my time in a bottle a lot recently, but that's because I have 183 hours left in it. So, here's 3 mana pools in a hand, and that's filled up now, so I can get a little sneaky. Oh boy, I don't even know if I can actually drop them into there. Nope, we'll drop them into these mana pools instead. But yeah, this can be used like when we go to craft our ultimate ingots now, to speed that process up as well. But anyways, we're chugging along on the ultimate ingot. What are we stuck? Oh, it had to make more crystal matrices. If it has to make more crystal matrices, I have to once again swap the fluid in this guy back. But bottleneck looks quite clearly like it will be our ultimate ingot crafting. I'm already out of mana, so I'm just using the mana being produced. That means it takes just about a minute to make a single one, and right now I need like 70-ish more. 65 plus 2 crafts, so 67 more. It's a bit over an hour of crafting, but I can just throw Black Lotuses in here. So I can't meaningfully time in a bottle accelerate, this mana production, but I can time in a bottle this phytogenic insulator, which effectively produces me mana as well. In fact, it's extremely fast. I think if while I'm actively time in a bottling it, it consumes fertilizer about as fast as I can make it. But I mean, that's good. So anyways, I did notice that our first few catalysts were finishing up. So yeah, I'm gonna need to clean out my inventory. Actually, no, I don't. Well, let's clean up my inventory just a little bit. All right, there we go, cleaned. What I'm gonna do is take these items and just put them somewhere on the table because, well, the cooking thingies don't stack. That's annoying. I guess we'll place them on the table as best we can. And then if I do this, we should be able to autofill and, oh, come on. And then it throws everything else out because it can only have one item at a time. And now it's not crafting. Why is this? Probably because it doesn't like the MBT data on some item or another. But pray tell me which item you don't like the MBT data of, please. Is it because I charged the cloaking device a little bit? That'd be really annoying. I can turn off inventory charging and try it with the uncharged cloaking device, I guess. Hey, yep, that was it. So we just have to not charge a cloaking device. The other possibility was that we needed a celestial crystal without MBT data, and while we do make those, it's a little bit harder to get it into the crafting table without accidentally giving it MBT data along the way. So that's good. We can now make these. I just have to make sure not to charge our cloaking devices as we go. So I'm going to make 2 more of these because I think I ruined 3 of them on accident by picking them up. No big deal. I suspect even if we were to discharge them somehow, they wouldn't work because they would still have MBT data, the extra MBT tag. So, well, let's see. Now they're actually all 1 tag as they have a 0 energy tag. Maybe if it were possible to discharge them, we could get it to work. But whatever. I'm just going to leave this in here, let it fill up with all the ingredients. And then I think what I can do is, well, here, let's just try this. If I take, actually, I want 1 of each. If I take 1 of each first and put it into the table, I'm thinking then I can do this to get that placed in, and then if I shift click additional copies in, yeah, they go directly into the slot. So now I can shift click in the additional copies of everything except the unstackable items. So I'm gonna have to figure out, well, I guess the unstackables we'll put in one by one, but at this point I'll probably wait for everything else to get crafted, because then I can, you know, easily fill the grid and then make our infinity catalysts. So I'm kind of curious, did the quest for one reward us anything? Because no, but I did unlock this quest, and yeah, this quest gives us an extra infinity ingot, so I actually made 4 more infinity catalysts than perhaps were strictly necessary. Even though it turns out we only need to make, what was it, 19 of these singularities. I've already gotten the materials for all 23, so we may as well just make all 23, right? This should be the, or wait, 21? Where are my last 2? How to end up 2 singularities short? Oh, they're not done crafting it. All right, well, 2 more singularities to go. Make all 23. In fact, let's go, while those finish up, start the process of turning these into infinity ingots. So let's double check how many we need. We get 1 for free, and we need to craft the mana or the fluid tank. So that's 4. And then we get 1 for free, the 5th one that we melt down. So we need 4 total. So that's 16. If I'm doing my math right, 16 infinity catalyst and neutronium. So with the change to the fusion controller that lets it eat 100 million RF a tick, just confirm that that is indeed the recipe real quick here. 4 infinity catalyst, 4 neutronium. There we go. And all right, it says it inputs 100 million RF a tick. That's clearly not what it's. Ow! Right, don't stand on that thing. I mean, it's crafting. I guess it only wants input 47 million a tick. And you know what? If you're gonna settle for 47 million a tick, I'll accept it. That's not your limit, right? Wait, are you even crafting? No, you are. 21, but it says 0. I don't know. There's no energy coming through this flux point. Right? Yeah, clearly something's very broken here, but it's broken in my favor, so I'm not going to complain. It's not using energy despite... Well, it used its internal buffer, and then it stopped using it. Whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. It's crafting our infinity catalyst now. So I'm going to make the last 2 while we wait for those to finish. Probably be about... I'm not exactly sure, actually. It's what, like a 2-minute base recipe? Maybe it's about 2 minutes per? Might be running at full speed. Let's see. We get one Mississippi, 2, like a 1.5 seconds per, yeah, per percent. All right, so 2 minutes per. I'm making 4 ingots. That'll take 8 minutes. Because it's not actually using energy, I think I'm allowed to do this and like it works, right? Maybe not. I guess it doesn't. So what? I don't understand. Anyways, there's 1 ingot. And then there's a 2nd ingot. All right. So, first creative will definitely be the tank. Does this even... Okay, this is a trivial recipe once we have a tank. And I wonder, do we get rewards for any of these? Nope. Nope. Okay, doesn't look like it. Are metable? I assume that means meltable. Yeah, okay, no rewards here. Infinity ingot number 4, here we go. Alright, the 5th one is crafting right now, but we don't need that until we're done with the tank. So let's go ahead and grab our box of supplies. I'm thinking we'll just extend today's video a little bit, try to finish things up here. There's once we make the creative tank, the rest of the stuff should fall in line shortly thereafter. Alright, so these are tank supplies. And will you do it? Creative fluid tank. Aha! 1 creative fluid tank. There we go. All right. So now that we have the creative fluid tank, the 2 things that I want to cast from it are obviously infinity ingots and the ultimate ingot. Thankfully, the ultimate ingot does have a fluid form. What is it added by? I guess just the ore processing mod. Convenient, molten ultimate. So will melt down. I guess I need to get an ultimate something. Ultimate nugget will do. I wonder how long it takes a smeltery to melt an infinity ingot. Not that long, it turns out. All right, good. Heat it up a bit more even. So what I'm going to do is set up these radiant tanks as a, it's like a buffer. So that will be my sample of the fluid. And then I was originally going to melt it in a melter. Turns out they don't actually melt in melters. I find the thermal, we can switch back and forth as needed, right? Yeah. So I find the thermal tank a little bit easier to use because of auto outputs. Ingot former, creative tank there. We'll put our upgrades in here. And we don't need that many, so let's just start with the ultimate. And, oops, I have to tell it auto output. There we go, ultimate ingots. Easy as that. Much easier than making them, right? Switch the fluid over to infinity. And there we go. Infinity ingots by the stack. Fast as you can dream them up. Does this not even... Oh no, my time in a bottle is just active. I was about to say, does it not need a time in a bottle to be that quick? But no. Alright. So anyways, that is easily enough supplies for us to finish out the pack with. Next up, let's make that mana pool really quick. So I was just waiting on... What was I waiting on? 6 infinity ingots for that? Of course, now that we have creative mana, or now that we have creative fluids, it's not really useful to have creative mana because the only thing I use it for is the ultimate ingot. But whatever, let's make it anyways, complete the quest. There we go. Next, let's do the energy coil. But first, we have to head to our miniaturization crafter, something we haven't used in quite some time. I've been building this right to make the resonant cell frames. Unfortunately, there is no capsule for it, so I do have to put the entire thing together by hand. Thankfully, it is pretty simple, and I think we can copy-paste gadget it. So hopefully I only have to build it once. The gadget says it's happy to copy everything, so let's shrink one, and when it's done, we'll paste and make the other one. It is 2 of them, right? It'd be really silly if I needed... I needed any number other than 2. The very end of the pack, and the first time I'd been able to copy-paste gadget to miniaturize craft something. All that goes together into a infinite RF generator. I mean, our 200 million RF per tick generator is close enough. So all that leaves now is the creative ME storage cell. Technically, once we have this, everything is trivial, right? But let's make... I mean, there are like... I guess not everything is trivial. There's a quest to make a +10 runic shielding ring. But we have Trousers Edition of Fighter Logistics. Let me show you a cheap trick we can do for that. So anyways, everything in here is, with the exception of the 4 creatives that we now have, is basically free. I still have to make this actual processor. Probably should have started that sooner, but it's only like 64 of the tier 1 processors to make it, right? So let's drop its recipe in. Hopefully 32 of these don't take another hour to craft. Oh, I already have the carbonic crafted. And this should just take like a minute tops. And cancel that one. Yeah, this will be done very, very quickly. All right, so then with that, is there anything else in here I just have to grab? I guess I have to grab the other ingots. Bunch of quantum chests. Let me just do a little bit of crafting, get all the components. But it doesn't look like there's anything else that should... there's a bottleneck. Never mind, there is a bottleneck. I need 2 advanced machine frames per quantum chest, and these things take literally forever to make. They're made only in this custom assembly machine. It has no upgrades available to it, taking a whopping 20 seconds a pop, and that's without lag. I'm slightly below 20 TPS right now. My thing says 20 TPS, but that's not accounting for like the 82 thread and stuff. So anyways, if we look at the percentage here, like you see how it fluctuates a little bit in speed, that is the effect of lag. This is a non-time in a bottle-able machine, and originally I think it was 16 quantum chests, so 32 machine frames at 20 seconds each is 10 minutes. Nothing to do but wait 10 minutes. this little bit of waiting, of course, is entirely my fault. There's no reason I couldn't have ordered these earlier while we were waiting on the infinity catalysts. And, you know, if we're going to wait while you wait. But instead, we did our waiting in series instead of in parallel. Whoops, but that's our quantum chests. And that, real quick, let's make sure. Yeah, no, it's fine. That should make our creative ME cell. Excellent. So, what? Oh, it doesn't even consume our creatives. That's nice. I was ready to. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it is the last creative item, but I was prepared for it to consume them. I guess we can put our magnet card back there. Put this away. Put this away. I guess we can, even when we're using the ultimate terminal, we can't put that one away. All right, so anyways, I'm going to place you in there, lock the thing, take it out, swap it to a creative ending, apply the creative ending, and then I can take another one out and put creative ending on this too. But that really doesn't matter because all we really need is one creative enemy storage cell, because what we do with this is that due to applied energistics supporting ghost items now, right, I can put ghost items into a creative cell. So there's some quests here that are left to do. Let's, just for sake of completeness, complete at least the creative one. So just pin all of these items. And some of these don't normally have JEI. There's a cell workbench. Whatever. But some of these items don't normally have JEI entries, but if you pin the item, you can then, like this mundane ring, plus 10 ring, actually can't pin a plus 10 mundane ring. I can only, oh wait. Maybe to make this one, we have to add, because I can't pin from here. I need an example of the item in order to put it in the cell, right? From here, I can just do this. Oh, no. Can you not partition cells from pins? Or can you just not? Oh, no, you can't put a creative cell in a creative cell. All right, I buy that. So anyways, like there's our first few, at least there's some of the items we needed. We'll add that there as well. And then I can take this creative cell, drop it into one of our ME drives, and voila, we can grab our creative Essentia cell and our creative power input plug. And I guess I just needed one of these for a quest. And quest complete. So the potato's easy. I can just add that to our creative cell, but I do need to come up with a way to make that plus 10 mundane ring real quick, huh? Because I wouldn't be completing the creatives chapter otherwise. I guess we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We start with runic shielding 1, and I guess you're also not auto-starting. Dang it. Nope. Is this not how you do runic shielding? I thought it was 1 amber. Oh, did I not actually put the amber on? It's a double-clicked it. Still not auto-starting though. Alright, but because I have a creative Essentia cell, I don't have to worry about Essentia at all, ever. So, 2 amber the second time around, 3 amber the third time around, 4 amber the fourth time around, and so on and so forth until you get to 10. I've got our ring up to plus 9, so 1 more infusion left. And the challenge at this point isn't actually like the material, it's how much Essentia this takes. So I think plus 10 will take about 20,000 total Essentia. Yeah, a bit over 20,000. That first one is cut off there, but it's a bit over 10,000 of the armor, and then 5,000 each of Potentia and whatever crystal is. So if you were to just do this without a time in a bottle, we're probably looking at 20,000. I don't know, we get maybe 5 seconds. So like about 1 hour worth of maybe a bit under an hour worth of infusing time. Thankfully I have a time in a bottle. So that'll run, in fact I probably have to give it multiple full time in a bottle cycles to finish it. Here's an idea. I put my time in a bottle in the automated user, and then I put more time in the bottles into the creative cell. So I still have one, and this thing is just permanently time in a bottle now. But anyways, I think that's effectively will be the end of this series. So why don't we wrap it up by taking a screenshot of the base, which it's going to take a little bit more render distance. We're not going to get any frame rate, mind you, but maybe we can get a nice look at the base. No matter what I do, I can't quite get everything to load in, but this is like 90% of the functional parts of the base, right? That's a nice look. It's about the only time I've ever seen the whole thing together, too. All right, anyways, let's go pick up that ring. Let's go turn the video settings down as well so I can play with frames again. 3 chunks. That's the most I get. But so pick up the ring, complete the quest, and then I guess it's time to do the backup and explosion. And I know how I'm blowing this up. I want to set off an antimatter explosion. So you can be done now, thanks. Runic shielding plus 10 completes the creative chapter. Am I going to get a ding for that? No, I'm not. Is there a hidden quest in here or something? Oh no, it's just marked as done. All right. Well, we did it, folks. We've completed Multiblock Madness. This pack has been a real blast. It's very unique, start to finish, QMD, super fun mod, very unique end game in the pack. Yeah, all things considered, I absolutely loved it. So we will be is with a sadness in my heart that we bid it farewell. But there will be a world download. Is there any? Not actually any antimatter in here. I need there to be antimatter for there to be an antimatter explosion. There's no antimatter in there. All right, there's antimatter in here. We're good. But yeah, the pack was great fun. Time to wish it goodbye, and I guess that's it. I don't know when I'll be starting my next series, but when that happens, I hope to see you there. Take care and bye bye. That was, I mean, it was an explosion. I accept. Oh, and real quick, postscript. In case some of you guys can't live without hearing my voice every day, which I know is all of you, I will be starting a XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen playthrough soon. Maybe the day this video comes out, maybe a couple days later. But I'll be streaming that on this YouTube channel, Pacific time evenings, probably same schedule as I did before when I was streaming, so like 6 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something along those lines. But yeah, if you want to, you know, watch me make more mistakes, I don't know, feel free to check that out. Cool. See ya. Bye.